If you have medical collections on your credit report, they could be holding you back from getting credit cards, loans, or even a mortgage. Today I'm going to be talking about the legal way to remove medical collections. And what if I told you that you can do this even if you still owe the bill? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to delete medical collections fast using consumer law protection, and I'm going to be talking about the strategies most people don't know about when it comes to medical collections. Now, I've helped countless people remove medical debt, fix their credit, and unlock financial freedom through the strategies that I'm about to talk about today. So if you're ready to clean up your credit report, or if you have pesky medical collections, watch this video all the way to the end. Once again, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for all the support. My goal is to help you guys fix your reports so that you can be able to get funding, take that funding, and invest in yourself. Medical collections are one of the key things that show up on credit reports that essentially keep people from getting where they want to be in life. So I'm going to be very keen in talking about some of these things, and hopefully you guys are taking notes. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. This is only for educational purposes only. Do your due diligence. All right. Now, I want to talk about how medical collections end up on your credit reports. Okay. So medical providers don't report the debt directly to the credit bureaus. What happens is they build up the unpaid medical bills and they sell it to a third party debt collector. And then the debt collector or the collection agencies then report that negative account onto your credit report. Okay. Now, medical collections should never appear on your credit report without giving you time to resolve the debt first, because this is your legal right under the No Surprises Act. Okay. Let's talk about that. Under the No Surprises Act, it essentially is a federal law that protects patients from unexpected medical bills. Okay. So long story short, if it gets sold to a third-party debt collector, they must notify you. That debt collector must notify you before they put this on your credit report, and you should have an opportunity to resolve or pay the debt before they actually put it on your credit report. A lot of times they, instead of, like, if you don't pay it right then and there, they just sell it to a third-party debt collector and say, well, let them take care of it. Okay? The laws that protect you from medical collections is, number one, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there is a need to ensure that consumer reporting agencies exercise their great responsibility with fairness, impartiality, and respect to the consumer's right to privacy. Now, medical collections is something that should be private, okay? And one of the things that also proves that any medical transactions should be private, okay, under HIPAA, okay? The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act is a U.S. law that protects patients' health information and access to health care, okay? One sec. Under the HIPAA, okay, the goal of HIPAA is to make it easier for people to keep health insurance and protect the confidentiality of healthcare information. So what are some common HIPAA violations? Okay, unauthorized access, use, or disclosure of protected health information. What is considered protected health information? That will also be transactions in regards to your medical expenses, not only just the information, but the transactions associated with it. Okay, so even talks about it protects medical records and personal health information, and it gives patients rights over their health information. So most times when you challenge the credit bureau on the HIPAA, that essentially is another way that, or that's another protection that you have as a consumer as well. Okay. One of the things of anything regarding to your information or a third-party company moving based off of your information is they must have consent. Okay. Because if it's something that should be private, then you have to literally write off on it. All right. Another aspect of the Fair Credit Reporting Act is if the debt collector cannot verify the full details of the medical bills, it must be removed. So even if you have signed off on that, the debt collector themselves have to provide the full details of it. The second thing is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which we always talk about, the FDCPA, 15 USC 1692. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act requires them to provide full validation of the medical debt upon validation and upon request. And if they cannot prove how much you owe, who you owe, and provide the full billing details, then the collection must be deleted. So not only are you challenging the information on your credit report, but now you can challenge the debt collector and have them provide full validity. So even if you're able to get it off your credit report, they may still come after you for the debt. So you can challenge them using the FDCPA, which is another way in extra enforcement. So you're not just challenging the credit bureau, now challenging the collection agencies that's reporting them. And a part of the disclosures is that they provided all the information that gave you the ability to opt out of them reporting this to the credit bureaus. Okay. The second thing, which is the No Surprises Act, that you can use that as something to put towards the debt collector. They must provide the disclosure that they provided and gave you full details of the bill before they sent it to collections. Okay, so now we're challenging the medical providers, and if they didn't give you a chance to pay before sending it to collections, you can dispute the debt and have it removed. So it should be no surprises. And then now, since 2023, there are new medical collection rules. Even now, okay? The CFPB in January 2025 prohibits credit reporting agencies from including medical debt on consumer credit reports. This rule aims to help millions of Americans who are burdened by medical debt, okay? So it prohibits creditors from using medical debt to make underwriting decisions. It bans collectors from using medical debt to pressure consumers to make payments. Prohibits consumer reporting agencies from including medical debt arising from medically necessary procedures. Prohibits debt collectors from collecting medical debt on less than 2 years old. And this is since January 7th, my birthday. So lucky number 7. So the CFPB has a recent rule. So if you challenge a company and then you send this to the CFPB that they're reporting this information, then they have to take it off. Furthermore, since 2023, this was the credit bureau says, paid medical collections must be removed from the credit report. So if it's paid, then you just show that it's paid and they must remove it. The second thing is unpaid bills under $500 no longer should appear in your credit report. So if it's a $200, $300, $500 bill, if it's not nothing more than that, then this should come off your credit report. And medical collections must be at least 1 year old before they can appear on your credit report. So there's no way that you can go to patient first or urgent care, and then by next week, it's already sold off to your collections. In some cases, it says it must be 2 years before they sell off to collections. So most medical collections are reported inaccurately and incorrectly. And if you challenge them the right way using the dispute strategies that I teach, either way, they have to comply. And if it is being reported or if they just say it's verified, they must provide a proof of claim that they are above Fair Credit Reporting Act. They have to provide a proof of claim that they're above the FDCPA. They have to provide a proof of claim that they're above the No Surprises Act. And they have to provide a proof of claim that they're over the CFPB. If they cannot provide a proof of claim included in their documentary evidence, they can show that you owe a medical collection. That's totally fine. But there are more disclosures that you must provide me in order for you to determine whether you should be reporting this information on my credit report. See, I'm not telling you to take things to that I'm not going to pay it. I'm not telling you anything. I'm saying, hey, do not put this information on my credit report, and I have a right as a consumer to take these things off my credit report. Okay, so a simple Fair Credit Reporting Act dispute, a simple challenge to the debt collector. They must follow directions, and if they do not, they'll be civilly liable. And essentially, there are grave consequences for them to do that. So this is how you want to do it. Make sure you're taking notes on this part right here. Okay. Step 1, you want to get your credit report. Okay. And identify those medical collections. Down below, I have a link in the description where you can get your credit report on a monthly basis. But if you don't do that, then you can go to freeannualcreditreport.com. freeannualcreditreport.com. You can request your free credit report from all 3 bureaus. You can do this once every, it says every 12 months, but you can do this every 7 days. I believe it's still that way since the pandemic. You grab your credit report. Now you won't see your score, but you'll be able to see the items on your credit report. Okay. Now, after you do that, you want to check for the medical collections, and you want to note the collection agency's name, the amount they claim you owe, and the date it was reported. This is essential information that you want to put in your dispute letter. Okay. The second thing you want to do is you want to send a debt validation per 15 U.S.C. 1692G, which is the law that gives you a right to validate debt. You want to challenge them using 15 U.S.C. 1692G, the collection agency, not the credit bureaus. You don't want to have a FDCPA conversation with the credit bureaus. You want to have a FDCPA conversation with the debt collector or the creditor. Okay. And you can demand proof that the medical collection is valid. And so there are certain documentary evidence, not just providing you a bill statement. They must provide the full contract details. They must provide a full itemized billing statement. They should prove that they're legally authorized to collect the debt, and they must provide the debt hasn't already been paid by insurance. So if they fail to provide proof within 30 days, the debt must be deleted. Okay. They also must prove that it's not charged off, that it's not settled. They should prove all of these things. And if you are able to challenge them on these things, or better yet, even provide proof that the debt is already settled, such as charged off or insurance is paid for it, then you want to send this information to the debt collector and essentially force them to either acquiesce, tell you the truth, or provide some written explanation as to why they are reporting things to your credit report without your consent. Okay? They don't provide this within 30 days, they are violating your rights. Okay? Now, step 3 is you want to dispute the medical collections with the credit bureaus. Okay, send a dispute letter to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. This is the -- way to remove negative items off your credit report. Is not by filing a CFPB complaint, not by doing an online dispute. It's by writing a formal FCRA letter and sending it directly to the credit bureaus. Okay, see, people won't take what I'm saying to them serious. Okay, if you studied the FCRA, you would know exactly how to put that letter together. And again, it's not as hard as you think. You understand what the FCRA requires. You put that in the first part of the paragraph, the first part of the letter, and then the second part, the second part of the letter, you're putting the items you want to get disputed. And the third part of the letter is what you need them to do or else. Okay. And so reasons to dispute is either the debt is incorrect or unverifiable, the balance is incorrect, the debt should have been covered by insurance, or the debt was sent to collections before 1 year. See, this is the information that if you gather this information prior, you will know exactly how to challenge, and you won't feel like, oh, you're in an unknown position. If they cannot prove that something is verifiable, if they cannot prove that it's correct, if they cannot prove that that the balance is correct, if they cannot prove that it wasn't covered by insurance, if they cannot prove that it was sent to collections before 1 year, it must come off your credit report. Leverage the No Surprise Act of 2022 that for medical debt removal. If your bill was sent to collection without notice, you can demand removal under the No Surprises Act. File a CFPB complaint against the collection agency if they refuse to move it. So part of that should be, hey, I want, under the No Surprises Act, I want you to provide me proof that you guys notified me prior to the collection. Okay? If they don't, file a CFPB complaint. And then lastly, and this is if the debt is valid, if you feel like you can't prove it through all the strategies I just mentioned and you still owe it, try to negotiate a pay for delete. Okay? Get the agreement in writing before paying to ensure that collection is fully removed. Because if you do not do this, they will allow you to pay it, but you'll still owe. But it will still be on your credit report. Okay? So again, these are some of the strategies that you can do to get a removal. Now, this is what you need to do after you remove that medical collection. Check your credit report after 30 days to confirm the deletion. Then you want to add positive credit history using credit building accounts, secure cards, credit builders, things in that nature. And then you want to monitor your credit to prevent future medical collections. You want to make sure to monitor and make sure they don't put those things back on your credit report, because there are laws that protect you against reinsertion. 15 U.S.C. 1681I also protects you against reinsertion, and they must provide documentary evidence of why they reinserted it. They must provide the investigation results and how they investigated it. Okay, they cannot just say, oh, they cannot just put it on there with no explanation. You dig me? So medical collections can be removed faster than any other types of debt because there's so many legal strategies and legal frameworks that are put in place to protect you against medical or protects your medical information. So now you know exactly how to remove those medical collections from your credit report. If you want my step-by-step blueprint, right, to fix your credit and boost your score, the 750 Accelerator 2.0 is down below. The thing about the 750 Accelerator 2.0 is the fact that we already had success on the 750 Accelerator, the first one that we did, which is 2 years ago. But now we have the 2.0 version, which is a more updated strategy based on my new teaching, based on my new templates, based on my new discoveries, that if you go and you get this step-by-step blueprint, you'll be in position to dispute your credit, create your own letters, and then after that, be able to sue the credit bureaus. Okay? Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, you can go and apply for my mentorship, my Fund Yourself Academy down below as well. The link will be in the description. You go ahead and opt in, put in your name, your email address. It will send you to a free training. After you watch that training, then you can understand what I offer and you can go and apply. Okay? But other than that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you put down below if you're dealing with medical collections and what you have tried, what has worked. Any new information, any new laws that you guys want me to talk about, drop it down in the comment section below. But other than that, I love you guys. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.